March morning in Omaha, as residents tune into 1110 KFAB amid the hum of rush hour traffic, Jim Rose asserts himself as the self-proclaimed guardian of moral rectitude on the Good Morning Show, co-hosted with Gary Saddlemeyer. Far from sticking to news or sports, Rose incessantly weaves racism into every discussion, regardless of relevance. A discourse on corn prices transforms into a lecture on systemic inequities. A routine Husker update morphs into a tirade on historical dog whistles in team dynamics. This relentless focus is less about insight and more about obsession, establishing Rose as an unrelenting arbitrator who points fingers at racism in everything from weather delays to local bake sales. Yet the irony is stark. This is not a pursuit of objective justice or historical nuance, but a platform for Rose's ego, forcing race into neutral aspects of life with a fervor that betrays his own lack of perspective. When his own shallow standards are turned upon him, Rose emerges as a glaring example of the racism he so vocally condemns. Rose presents himself as the ultimate authority on racial matters, a self-styled white savior who believes he surpasses historians, activists, or anyone with lived experience in understanding racism. He injects moralizing commentary into topics that bear no racial weight. Farm subsidies become redlining echoes. A lost football game shifts into implicit bias in officiating. Devoid of historical depth, his surface-level extrapolations impose racism where it doesn't belong, transforming everyday Nebraska conversations into his personal soapbox. He calls out racism with the petulant tone of a teenage white girl tattling in the schoolyard, whining over trivial disputes that reflect normal human interaction, petty, performative, and disconnected from context. Floundering with big words like microaggressions or white fragility without grasping their meaning, he aims for profundity but reveals a pompous, egotistical void. This white savior complex, amplified by his typical Nebraska persona, phony and peculiar, relies on corporate buzzwords to mask his profound ignorance. Listeners tune in, grow frustrated, and start their days in a sour mood, a testament to Omaha's commutes feeling like endurance tests. This fixation is far from noble. It's exhausting, especially as Rose extrapolates bigotry from non-issues while remaining blind to his own biases. He positions himself as the expert, the arbitrator who dictates what's racist in a referee's call or a politician's attire, yet when his own rhetoric is scrutinized, his racism becomes undeniable, complicit in systemic flaws, condescending in his lectures, and oblivious to how his neutral takes erase genuine perspectives. He accuses everyone else of racism while exempting himself, leveraging his radio platform as a heroic facade. But let's be real. Who cares if he's racist, or anyone is? Everybody's racist. People are fed up with the label, fed up with hearing about it, and fed up with individuals like Jim Rose who can't stop yammering on the subject. The tide has turned. Those branded racist by figures like Rose, especially those claiming to be anti-racist, are done caring. People reject the narrative Rose projects, embracing the opposite view as exhaustion sets in. This is black fatigue, racism fatigue. Everyone's sick and tired of it, particularly of Rose and his incessant racist accusations. And then there's Saddlemeyer, the enabler in this morning debacle. Having relinquished program director duties to Rose in 2023, but remaining a co-host, Saddlemeyer contributes his own brand of shallow ineptitude, parroting iHeart corporate talking points with bombast but no substance. Together, they form a deplorable duo, two ignorant white men chuckling over serious issues, joking about horrors like child abuse as if it's casual banter. This behavior is utterly revolting, branding them as morning molesters of the mind, turning grave matters into punchlines with their unsettling laughter before coffee's even poured. Clueless beyond Nebraska buzzwords and corporate scripts, they're a wretched pair. Rose the tattletale tyrant, Saddlemeyer the bland buffoon. Their presence is an embarrassment, flooding KFAB with ignorance each dawn, leaving listeners dumber, and the day starting on a note of pure disgust. Rose is an absolute farce, a deplorable individual, profoundly unintelligent, lacking perspective, credibility, or depth. He fumbles with big words he doesn't comprehend, tossing them into off-target commentaries that expose his pompous Nebraska loser persona. His dialogue rarely extends beyond complaints and reprimands, offering nothing of value. It's intolerable to have this blustering fool on the radio, a disgraceful figure whose presence tarnishes media integrity. Alongside Saddlemeyer, they embody equal ignorance and awfulness, a nauseating start to the morning with dim-witted white men regurgitating whatever their overlords dictate. Yet the core absurdity lies in Rose's self-appointed role as racism's great arbitrator, presuming superior knowledge and lambasting others like an overzealous schoolgirl, while his own racism festers. He can accuse all but himself, but listeners can call him a racist just as he does others, hearing it for themselves in his broadcasts. Unlike him, a foolish white man who cringes at the label, that's all the more reason to tag this jerk who accuses everyone else. Call him a racist because he is. Jim Rose is a racist.